What's up, everybody? I am Destroyer, your coach of the Big Beautiful Dragons, and we are in semifinals of IDL this week. We are going up against Necrotic in the Fort Tree Fluttermane. Having a look at the teams here, he's a pretty bulky team. He's got obviously Alomomola, Fezandipiti, Avalug, Cobalion, Mesprit. Really, most things on his team are more defensive-oriented Mon, I think. He's got recovery as well as obviously the regen on Alomomola and just a good amount of bulk overall. Actually, pretty worried about that Avalug potentially. What I ideally would like to do is sweep with like a Heracross or a Crocodile, but that's really difficult to do with how physically bulky Avalug is, and potentially adding Terra on top of that. His main offensive mon to worry about is his Hisuian Arcanine. That thing is just a super good wall breaker. He has a good special attacker with great speed with his Terra Jolteon. I also have to worry about his Braviary. Because of its Defiant ability, I have two possible Intimidate mon on my team, and I really got to be careful not to trigger a Defiant boosted sweep with his Braviary. So let's look at what we're going to try and do this week. First up, we are bringing our Crocodile. Kind of an interesting Crocodile set, I guess, this week. We have the Choppleberry in the counter, and that is there because of the Avalug. Presumably, if we're in versus an Avalug, it can just body press us and usually kill us. But this will allow us to survive a body press, hit it back with counter. We also have Dark Pulse there, which will do more, even without any investment, than our physical attacks will to it. If he does something like Terra Ghost, which I have seen him do in some of his other matches, we'll be able to hit it for super effective damage and 2 KO it with Dark Pulse. Otherwise, it's likely to be a 3 KO on him. Next, we are bringing our Cyclizar with a Choice Scarf. I am again really worried about that Arcanine. It just clicks buttons into my team. Super strong breaker. This will allow us to be faster than a Choice Scarf Arcanine. We should be able to OHKO it with Aqua Tail. Other moves are there just to do momentum. Double Edge is our primary abusable stab, and Power Whip is there to give us a little bit of extra oomph to take down an Alomomola, who is of course really annoying and hard to kill. Next, we are bringing our Tinkaton with Akaberry. Again, this is because of the fear of the Arcanine. I don't want to give Arcanine any free hits trying to switch around with my team. So I want everything on my team to be able to stay in, ideally, and dish out some kind of damage to an Arcanine, just so that we're not giving it free moves. So Akaberry will allow us to do that. We want to get some rocks out. Versus a bulky team like this, Hazard game is really important, which is why we have both Stealth Rock as well as Knockoff. Para is always great support for the team, and usually with Tinkaton, Gigaton Hammer is really the only meaningful way to do damage in most circumstances. So, next, we are bringing our Reuniclus with Terra Ghost. Terra Ghost will allow us to use this thing as a spin blocker if we do get into, well, we do want to get into a hazard game with him here. So I want to get out hazards and spin block with this if needed. We've got Life Orb, and these 3 attacks will be able to do good damage into his whole team. Terra Ghost will also protect us from an extreme speed on Arcanine if we have Trick Room up. Next, we are bringing our Superior. Superior is there to mostly kind of be annoying with this set. We have Subseed as well as Glare. Leaf Storm is our only attack. We're completely walled by Fezandipiti, so as long as Fezandipiti is alive, we can't really start setting up with Leaf Storm. We can annoy it with Subseed as well as spreading Paralysis with Glare. If we can get rid of that thing or get it weakened up, then potentially Superior can go for a sweep through this team in endgame. And lastly, we are bringing Pickles, our QWILFISH. We have Mirror Herb on it because of the fear of that Defiant Braviary. If he kind of can predict us switching in on things, then he can easily switch in his Braviary. Like if we're trying to switch in to intimidate his Arcanine, he can predict that, bring in his Braviary, get that free boost. We'll also be able to get that boost if we intimidate Braviary, and we'll have a roll to kill it with Gunk Shot depending on its investment. But mostly, we want to use this thing to help nerf Arcanine with Intimidate, as well as get Spikes out just to help a longer kind of stall type battle, as well as, or just to help break down his super bulky team. So that's who we're bringing, and let's get into this fight. What's up, everybody? We're getting into our match here. Necrotic just let me know he is Terra Dragon on his Jolteon, which is interesting. Didn't bring his Avalugg. So he doesn't have a spinner. If we do get hazards out, then they should be staying. Could be boot spam, you never know. Yeah, I think we have to watch out for a lot of stuff, really. It's kind of a tough team for us to navigate. See him leading just like a pivot maybe, or getting stealth rocks out on his Mesprit. Is there anything to keep us from just leading with Tinkaton or with Pickles? I think we can lead with Pickles relatively safely. Let's do that. Didn't bring Braviary either. I was worried about Defiant Braviary. That's why I have the Mirror Herb on QWILFISH. So it's probably going to be useless for us now, at least as far as our regular plans. Okay, he leads with the Arcanine, which is very scary. Intimidate does work, so he's not clear Amulet. So, Head Smash still is a roll to kill us. I don't think he probably stays in here. I guess we don't know that for sure. If he's choice banned, it's about 50-50 roll to kill us with Head Smash after the Intimidate. I think we just go for a flip turn here and see what he does. Oh. Gonna have to try again there. Okay, so we're just back from the disconnection here. We're just gonna do the same thing, flip turn, and hoping that our battle is not gonna have issues here. He goes Stealth Rocks with Arcanine. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. It's gonna be like a Sash lead here. He is, okay. Didn't bring our spinner. I think we need to bring in our Fast Rob here. He can extreme speed us. I think we just U-turn. And if we get rid of this thing, we can go into maybe our Tinkaton, get our own rocks up. Let's go for that. It draws. Okay, do a little itty bitty amount to Alomomola there. So I really would like to get some spikes or something out here. Let's bring out Pickles again and see if we can just get some spikes off. Could go straight back into Arcanine again, kind of knowing that I'm going to put out hazards here. That's part of why I went to Pickles instead of Tinkaton, because I think it's a little less obvious, maybe. Okay, spikes are out. So that should make it to where Arcanine is just a sack, basically. So I don't think he has hazard removal. Okay, brings out the Jolteon. Jolteon with leftovers, mind you. Okay. Okay, so he can kill me easily here. I think the obvious move for us is to go into Nixon. I wonder, could we just go into Shelly here instead? He probably calls that. I just wonder if he actually goes for an electric move with Nixon still alive. Could be a little bit aggressive, but I think it would be best for us to keep this thing alive a little bit longer. We go into our snake. What is he doing to our snake? Not a lot, it doesn't seem like, to our snake, so we could just go Superior here. I think Serp is the safe move. He probably does like a sub here. Calm Mind, let's see. Does the Thunderbolt. I gotta imagine we see him go into like Fez here. So I think I'm just gonna go for a Glare, expecting something else coming in. Is there anything, I mean, he could stay in, I guess, would be the worst case scenario for that. I don't think he wants to give up Jolteon quite that easily, though. Yeah, let's just go for a Glare here, expecting that maybe he switches out. He Volt switches. Do we see Fez? Okay, Fez comes in. And we could go into Shelly pretty easily. It could Heat Wave us, I think, is kind of the worst case scenario. I think he probably goes for a U-turn here, though. Tink has an okay matchup against most things, though, if he does. So I think we just go Tink. Maybe we can get our rocks out. It seems like a game where maybe we're going to have a lot of switching around. He does go for the Heat Wave, okay. Ooh, we avoid it. That's a nice miss there for us. Okay, we do have our Aqua Berry too. I mean, really, if he stays in on Gigaton Hammer, that's pretty bold of him. I think he probably switches out here, and so we're going to go for a Stealth Rock. Might go into like his Crawdont. Is that what that is? It's just the Alomomola, okay. Appears that Alomomola is wearing boots. We're gonna go knock off here. Take the edge off of Alomomola a little bit. Okay, flip turn. You see Crawdont here. Maybe Jolteon. Jolteon hit us with a Volt Switch, maybe. We can't do a ton to it other than maybe knock it off. I mean, Gigaton does a decent amount to it as well. I think he probably just Volt Switches here. I kind of want to go Crocodile, expecting a Volt Switch. And we get another communication error. What's up, guys? We ended up just agreeing to have a showdown battle. Because of a couple of disconnections already, we figured this would be the best way to kind of get caught up and make sure we don't have to keep trying to recreate what could be potentially a long match here. So these first couple turns here, we are just doing a quick recreation of where we got to this point. You saw that obviously in the video before this point. And just seeing a couple more steps here. We're going to get out our spikes with QWILFISH, I think, here. Yep, he's going to flip turn. Okay, and then this is where we go into our superior. Perfect. He thunderbolts us here, I believe. He volt switches next turn. We glare here. We catch his Fezandipiti with a glare. And then we should be caught up to real time. No, we're not caught up to real time yet. We go back to our tank here, looks like. Okay. Perfect. We were worried about that because he missed in the live one. So the para helped there. We get our rocks out. We get a knockoff. He's boots on the Alomomola, not anymore. That's going to be huge for hopefully helping to break down his Alomomola there. Brings tank back in here. I think we have to go back into cycle. He does a volt switch here. Beautiful. Okay, he brings in Mesprit. We hit Mesprit with a double edge here, I think. Mesprit actually gets us there too with an ice beam. I think I go into Crocodile here, just thinking that we should be able to outspeed it. He's Scarf on it though. Luckily we are able to survive. We get the revenge on Mesprit. Get our Moxie boost. We're faster than a majority of his team here. He brings in Alomomola, hazards hit it. We just go for an earthquake, do as much damage as we can. He unfortunately can kill us with a flip turn here. But we at least get to have positioning here. We see that he brings in the Crawdaunt. So I think that we bring in our QWILFISH just to get intimidated. Maybe get some more spikes out here. Or do I go for a gunk shot? I go for a gunk shot. He protects to scout that out. Goes into his Fez. Do we do another gunk shot here? We miss a gunk shot, which is unfortunate. Shout out to Oscar. Ooh, full para helps us there. We're going to be able to get a third layer of spikes out. He U-turns. What's going to come in? Something that's going to take spike damage. Beautiful, and these hazards are really just helping us to break this team down really well. We opt just to sack QWILFISH there. I wasn't sure if maybe he'd do something different, expecting me to switch out, but nothing really wanted to take that damage. I think we go for a Trick Room here. Get an unfortunate para hacks there. Okay, so we get the Trick Room. Hit this thing with a Shadow Ball with Terra. Didn't want to go Psychic just in case he brought in his Crawdaunt. He brings in this thing, presumably just to sack it. Okay, we're able to take it out. We're now getting kind of low. He brings in the Crawdaunt, so I'm a bit worried that he might Aqua Jet here. He goes for Protect instead, though. He's stalling out these turns. We're parried. Lucky us that he protected on that turn. He tries to protect again. Hit him with an Energy Ball. He goes down. We're getting pretty chipped here. We're still paralyzed. Our Trick Room is gone. So we think he's probably just going to kill us here with Alomomola. I switch out to Superior. In preparation, a Healing Wish really threw me off there. So I thought this thing was dead. He brings back his Arcanine. We are luckily able to land the Leaf Storm, and that is going to be a quick showdown. Replay good games. And guys, we made it to finals, so we will see you next week in finals. Hopefully we won't be doing that on Showdown. And yeah, see you guys next week.